Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a detailed look at this Gunslinger Spawn figure from McFarlane Toys. And as far as accessories, comes with that pouch for the rifle, and then 2 revolvers, and the base, circular base, and the figure. There's no trading card with these Spawn figures, so I'm kind of disappointed about that. It would have been nice if they continue on like they did with the DC stuff, where it comes with a card. That would have been nice. But here's a look at the figure itself. Very nice. But I have to say, if you're comparing this to what they have done before with the less articulated stuff, the paint job wise, these are far inferior versus compared to the stuff that came out in the late 90s and early 2000s. I think those are top of the line as far as paint job. But these are good. I mean, they don't have the shadings like they did back then, but you get a lot more articulation points, so that might be a trade-off. So there's the figure from the front, and here it is from the back. And the trench coat is basically a rubbery cape, rubbery material. So as far as articulation, head is on a ball joint, so great movement for the head. Look down, look up, any type of poses you want. This head is really good. Shoulders are ball hinge, so it gives you full range. And the jacket does not impede with the articulation at all. And there's a bicep swivel there, and double jointed elbows, so it could give you way over 90 degrees. And then there's a ball hinge joint inside there, the wrist, but it is kind of I mean, you can still use it, but I find it really hard to adjust to turn it, because there's not a whole lot of room to work with. And I ended up cutting some of the spikes off because it was digging into the gauntlet itself, and it was limiting his range of motion, so I decided to chop some of them off. And then as for the chest, there is a ball joint there, but as far as how much you can move him, not too much. I think once you use a hairdryer to heat it a little bit, it should give you a little more range. And then as for the waist, there's another joint, another ball joint there, so he could arch back and do a crunch, but not a whole lot though, I have to say. Not a whole lot of range motion. And then he has these T-joints, these double hinges. So, I mean, he could raise his leg about that much, and that's about it. And then, nope, no swivel. And then double joint the knees. Full range, you see. And then that's for the boots, nothing there. And then there's a ball hinge joint around the ankle, and toes articulation. So, it's basically your average McFarlane Toys figure with the same amount of articulation points. If you own any of the newer stuff, you basically getting you know exactly what to expect as far as articulation points. Alright, so let us do a close-up look at this figure. Got some skulls on top there, that's nice. Green eyes. And the jacket is removable if you really want to, but you'll be stuck with these red arms. So unless you have a Spawn figure with bare arms, you could probably switch it if you want to. I don't know whether that's going to work or not, but it is an option, possibility, maybe. And there's a nice belt. 2 belts, holsters, and there's a knife here, but it's not removable. Some more pouches here and there. The boots does not move. Spikes on the gauntlet. And over on this side there are skulls here. And here there are spikes around the bicep. Alright, here I got him holding on to the shotgun. I mean, no, not shotgun, this is the rifle. And the 3 fingers can go in to the slot there, but you're gonna have to really force it in order to get it in there. See the 3 fingers, oops, 3 fingers in there, pulling back the cocking mechanism, I guess. Not sure what you call that piece, but you can see the index finger right by the trigger, and the 3 fingers are down there, and he's holding on to the rifle. Really nice. I like that. The barrel is super soft. It's made out of soft plastic, and the whole weapon is kind of soft, but it's just the barrel is super soft. And here I'll show you. Look at that, is soft plastic. But you don't run the risk of breaking it off, I guess. That's a plus, I guess. But here it looks great with it. He looks great holding on to the shotgun. I mean the rifle there. Keep calling it a shotgun, but it's not. And here we have this hand holding on to the revolver. And you can see the index finger by the trigger and the other gripping. Really nice. And here's what it looks like with the revolver in the holster. And again, the knife does not come out. I'm not sure whether I mentioned this or not, but yeah, it won't come out. It's molded out of one piece of plastic. So yeah. Overall, a really good looking figure. I really like this spawn a lot. Oh, let me put the thing over his shoulder first, so you guys can at least see it. So what you want to do, raise one arm, slide this through, tilt his head, and then it's a tight fit, but it will fit. Just don't force it too hard, because you don't want to risk breaking this piece off here. So there you go, slide it in place. Right there, sits right there perfectly. And then what I usually do, I put the revolver upside down like that. There we go. Zoom out a little bit. There you go. It's got the strap on and holding on to a revolver. And one thing I'm not a big fan of are these hands. It feels like they don't properly, they aren't gripping these weapons tight enough. You can see there's a little gap right there, and the finger is it's in there right through the trigger, but for some reason it just doesn't grip it properly, and the plastic is kind of soft for the fingers, so I mean that could be a factor, but you can see there's a lot of gap in between. So yeah, not as tight fitting as I wanted it to. And yeah, that's the main thing about McFarlane toys, is that it would have been nice if these figures come with extra hands. Some are sculpted exactly to hold weapons, and then some are just relaxed hands or a pair of fists or something. Those would be nice, but nope. All we get is one set, and they're always these trigger finger hands though. Even when figures don't, they aren't supposed to carry weapons, they aren't supposed to carry pistols and stuff, but they still have their trigger finger hand there. I don't know why. Alright, so one last look at the Gunslinger spawn before I end the video. And yeah, I think most likely people are going to pose them like this, or one hand up and one hand down, something like that. But yeah, a really good looking figure. Let's check out his height though. He stands about, oh, he's about to fall. Knocked it with the ruler. About, if you're counting the tip of the hat, it's about 8 inches in height. And are there anything that they could improve with these figures? Yes, mainly the ankle joints, they need to be tighter. Definitely needs to be a lot tighter than anything else, because this figure, if you don't put it on a base, or, well, you could still stand them without the base, but it is a little tough to do because the ankles are a little bit looser than I like it to be. But overall, still a great looking figure. Another thing I want to mention is that I just wish they added some more paint, at least like shadowing and or weathering, stuff like that, because if you do a comparison with their older figures, those are top notch when it comes to paint job. To autofocus there. Great sculpt, love it, really nice. But yeah, it would have been a lot cooler if they have a little more shading. Yeah, that would have made this figure perfect. Maybe I'll add some, especially around the coat, especially on the coat itself. It would have been nice if a little more layering. And then the gauntlets, straps, I think if you do a little wash, around these straps, I think they'll turn out really, really good. So yeah, there you go. There's a Gunslinger spawn. It's gonna set you back about $25. I got it from Target.com, and it arrived. I think it was Friday. Today's Monday, and the next one I have for you guys would be the Redeemer, and then after that would be Raven. So there you go. Thanks for watching.